Fuck Disney, fuck Jar Jar Abrams, fuck Kathleen Kennedy. Ruin Johnson too, fuck him. You all suck. You're terrible, you ruined Star Wars. Turned it into Jake Wars. Jake Wars Episode 9, Luke's Erection. This movie is so fucking terrible. It's just as bad as the previous two. I can't even say which one is the worst because they're all so bad. All three of them. This Jake Wars trilogy. I don't mean to be hyperbolic, but it's one of the worst things ever. At least in cinema. It is. It's so bad. Side note, I did not pay Disney any money to see this. I bought a ticket for Jumanji. Yep, there was a screening of it about the same time as Jake Wars Episode 9 Luke's Erection, so I paid for a ticket for Jumanji. And instead of walking into the theater for Jumanji, I went in the one with Jake Wars. So, fuck Disney. Fuck you, I'm not giving you any money. Oh, this movie was so bad, I was considering watching the last, I think, 3 or so episodes of The Mandalorian. No, I just have, the taste in my mouth is so bitter now. No way I'm gonna watch any of that. I can't do it. I was already kind of bored. But nope, can't do it. Oh, so bad. So, I treated this movie like I do most movies, especially if it's something in a franchise that I already know. Like, you know, there's a new James Bond movie coming out at some point. Like, I don't need to know anything about the plot or anything like that. It's just, it's James Bond. I know what it is. Right? Same thing with this. I don't watch any trailers. I think I might have seen the very first one that was just like 30 seconds of Rey breathing heavily. I try to not see any trailers. I try to avoid any spoilers. The only thing I knew going into this was Palpatine's back. It's pretty hard to avoid that one. Speaking of spoilers, there'll probably be spoilers throughout, but who fucking cares? The movie's terrible. But that's all I knew going into this movie was Palpatine's back. And I figured there was going to be some stupid way of bringing him back. Some way of explaining that he miraculously survived, which would be the stupidest thing. He fell down this big shaft into this big bowl that exploded. There's no fucking way he could survive that. Although, Leia can fly around in space. So, whatever. Or maybe clones or whatever. Right, there'd be some stupid way of bringing him back. But that's all I knew. Palpatine. And they didn't waste any time. That's almost immediately after the movie starts. Here's Palpatine. And, you know, they never even explained it. How he came back. So Jar Jar Abrams. Oh, here's this character who should not exist anymore. But he's here, and I'm not going to tell you how. Because Jar Jar's not clever enough to come up with a satisfying way of bringing him back, so he just doesn't tell you. It's just, yeah, he's here. Oh yeah, Luke and Vader, oh, no, all the work they did, doesn't matter. Poppy's still here. All the work that all the rebels did to take down the Empire, no, doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter at all. They accomplished nothing. The original trilogy, I mean, why'd you even watch that? Really, nothing happened. You should just watch this Jar Jar trilogy, because that's what Jar Jar Abrams wants. Remember when he did Star Trek, and he said that his Star Trek was the definitive version, and that no one should ever remember any other Star Trek, only his should exist? He said something like that, and I thought, wow, what a pretentious asshole. At least make a good version of something, and then try to say, hey, you should watch this. No, his version of Star Trek sucked. But we're not here to talk about Star Trek. But Jar Jar Abrams, fuck you. This hack ruined 2 of the 3 biggest sci-fi franchises. I'm disappointed that he wasn't allowed to be in charge of Doctor Who. I mean, He's not English, so he shouldn't be in charge of Doctor Who, but I'm just kind of disappointed because then he could have ruined all three of the three biggest franchises, and it's too late for that because they already ruined Doctor Who. So unless Chris Chinballs is really Jar Jar Abrams in disguise, then no, we have to give Jar Jar a pass on that one. And he only ruined two of the three biggest sci-fi franchises. Because Star Trek, it's dead. It's Jar Jar's fault. He's the one that took him on that path. Same with Star Wars. Oh, fuck you, Jar Jar Abrams. I heard they're bringing back Farscape, I think. I think I heard that. They want to bring back Farscape? Let's put Jar Jar in charge of that. It's not as big a franchise as these other ones, but hey, he hasn't ruined that yet. Alright, I'm getting off track here. So yeah, Palpatine's immediately there, and he uses the Force to lift an entire fleet. It's like hundreds of Star Destroyers from underground. He lifts them with the Force all out of the ground, and I'm just thinking, what? Luke lifting an X-Wing. Okay. Look, fine, I'll buy that. But an entire fleet, and he has to rip them out of the ground and raise them into the air? What? No, he's not that powerful. If he could do that, then why did he need a Death Star? Why couldn't he have just, from the Death Star, gone like this, boop, and just squashed all the rebels on the forest moon of Endor when they were trying to take out the shield generator? Why couldn't he, when the fleet shows up, just wave his hand and the whole fleet just goes, ah, and flies away? Gets scattered. Why didn't he do that? How did he lose? Fuck you, Jar Jar Abrams. The Emperor can't do that much. He's powerful. He's not that powerful. So right away, I'm rolling my eyes about how stupid the movie is. So let's see. Yeah, Kylo, yeah, whatever. He goes and he meets the Emperor, and the Emperor says, "I've been behind everything." No, stupid. I made Snoke. I manipulated you and put you in touch with Rey. Blah, blah, blah. So dumb. So we see the Falcon, and there's some new aliens on there, which, speaking of Farscape, I felt like I was watching Farscape. That's what the aliens look like. Which, I mean, that's fine. You can have weird-looking aliens. It's just, they look like Farscape. And, let's see, the Falcon's they're doing something. Don't remember what they're trying to do. I don't know, they're somewhere, and they're being chased by TIE fighters. And Finn's in one of the little balls, in one of the little cockpits, whatever, firing his guns at them. Turrets, he's in one of the turrets, jeez. And he hits one, and you could see it coming from a mile away. He shoots one, and I'm just thinking, please don't say, I got one. But he does. And it was so cringe. I was shocked, though, that Poe didn't say, great, don't get cocky. I was expecting that. But Jar Jar Abrams subverted my expectations. He didn't copy as much dialogue as I thought he was going to. But yeah, it was just cringe. There's a lot of cringy dialogue in this. Kind of like a, prequel movie of Star Wars. Let's see. So, they do whatever. They're getting some information from somebody in this little base. And they get out of there, and then they, what do they call it? Hyperspace skipping, something like that. And it is so fucking dumb. And I watched this scene, and I'm thinking, Jar Jar, have you never seen Star Wars? But I know he's seen Star Wars, because the other movie he made was a shot-for-shot remake, rip-off of Star Wars. So I know he saw the movie Star Wars. And, I mean, I assume he's also seen Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, but he's definitely watched Star Wars. And yet he has no conception on how hyperspace works. They leave this little asteroid base, whatever it is, and they just instantaneously jump through hyperspace, and then boom, they're immediately on a planet, on another planet, and they're not even at the planet, they're immediately in the atmosphere. No, you can't do that. You're traveling so fast, you can't just, well, I mean, maybe you could, but it'd be idiotic to come out of hyperspace in the atmosphere of a planet. I mean, the tiniest miscalculation, you're in the planet and you're dead. Oh, actually, you'd probably just blow it up, you'd do a holdo maneuver. And so it's so dumb that not only do they boom, they jump right in between some mountains of a planet or something like that, in some canyon. Not only that, it's instantaneous. These are hyperdrives, they're not space-folding drives. This isn't Robotech, where they fold space and it's just immediate teleportation, basically, through space. That's space folding. Isn't that basically, I think that's kind of what they do in, what is that, Guardians of the Galaxy? It's pretty instantaneous, but it's like that. But yeah, that's not how hyperspace works. You actually still have travel, it takes time. So it's so stupid. They boom, they're on one planet, and then they skip to another planet, go to another planet, they're just going from one planet to another. It makes no sense. And when the fuck did TIE fighters get hyperdrives put in them? TIE fighters do not have hyperdrives. Do you remember Star Wars? When they first see the Death Star, and there's one TIE fighter flying to it, and they say, one of them says, oh, a fighter that size couldn't get this deep into space on its own. Right? Because it doesn't have a hyperdrive. It has to be part of a fleet or from a space station or something, which it was. It was from the Death Star. TIEs don't have hyperdrives. They're too small. They can't follow the Millennium Falcon from one planet to another. And how are they tracking them? Remember the stupid previous movie where it was, oh, we're being followed, our fleet's being followed because that one Star Destroyer has a tracking device in it. It can track us through hyperspace. I guess now every TIE fighter has one of those in it because they're following them through hyperspace. The TIE fighters are skipping right behind the Falcon. And it's so dumb. TIEs don't have hyperdrive, and it's hyperspace, not space folding. In Jar Jar's universe, you couldn't even have the whole scene in Star Wars when they're on the way to Alderaan, right? They leave Tatooine, they go to hyperspace. They're on the way to Tatooine, they're on the way to Alderaan. It takes time. They don't just immediately get there. And as they're going, right, Obi-Wan does a little training with Luke, and then at some point, Alderaan, while they're in hyperspace, Alderaan gets blown up, and Obi-Wan feels it, right? He says, oh, millions of voices just cried out and vanished. That happened while they were on their way there. In Jar Jar's world, it would have been, they left Tatooine, boom, they're instantly at Alderaan, they would have been there before it got blown up. Fuck you, Jar Jar. You don't understand the most basic things of how things work in the Star Wars universe. It was the same way in the previous movie. It wasn't as... They didn't make it as obvious that they didn't understand hyperspace, but yeah, it was pretty obvious. It probably was the same way in the first Jar Jar one, but I mean, it's been 4 years now since I saw that one. I've tried to block it out of my memory, so I don't remember how bad hyperspace was in that one. But immediately I'm rolling my eyes about how dumb it is, and it's just typical Jar Jar Abrams. Have everything going so fast, boom, 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 that you don't have time to absorb the plot and realize how stupid it is and how nothing makes sense and how the characters are all morons. Because everything is just coming at you so fast. Now, when you rewatch the movie later, and actually spend time with it, thinking about it, because you know what's going to happen. So a scene happens, maybe you think about that one while the next scene's going on, and then you think, wait, that was stupid. That doesn't make any sense. But the very first time you see it, it's just thrown at you so fast. Yeah, this movie, nothing makes sense in it. So let's see. Yeah, let's get past all this space folding shite. So they get to some planet. I don't remember what it's called. I don't give a fuck. But they get to some planet where they've set up base now. And Poe, he's just an asshole. The way he talks, the way he treats other people, he's just a fucking asshole. I don't like his character at all. And I think you're supposed to like him, but no, he's an asshole. So let's see. They go to the planet, and they got some. Okay, that's right. So I believe what they were getting was information that the Emperor is still alive, and they find out they only have 16 hours before he's going to launch his fleet. And this galaxy must be so small that they can accomplish this whole movie in 16 fucking hours. But again, it's because Jar Jar doesn't understand hyperspace. And why 16 hours? Why can't the Emperor just launch his fleet now? Or, when they find out, hey, the Resistance is on its way to get us, why don't we just launch the fleet early? It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb. But anyway, they have 16 hours, so now we have a ticking clock. They have 16 hours, but they don't know where it is. They have to find the Sith planet. What's it called? Again, I don't give a fuck, so we're going to call it Transalore. They have to find Transalore. They only have 16 hours to get there, and they have no fleet, so they have nothing to stop the Emperor with. And they only have 16 hours. And they accomplish so much on so many different planets in the span of 16 hours, it is ridiculous. Alright, so they have that. So they say, alright, we need to find Transalore. But the only way to find Transalore is to find the Wayfinder. And at this point, I'm just getting PTSD flashbacks to the map to Luke. Excuse me, the map to Jake Skywalker. That shite from Jar Jar's first movie, which was pointless. You somehow need a map to find a planet, when you just need coordinates. That's all you need. What system is the planet in? I mean, really, that's all you need. What system is the planet in? You can get to that system, scan all the planets, and figure out which one Luke's on, because you know what? There probably aren't too many livable planets. But yeah, a map to Luke, it was so dumb, and this is the same thing. We need to find the Wayfinder. It's the only way to find the way to the Transalore. And I'm just thinking, oh, so stupid. So they have to go to some planet where the Wayfinder, no, it's not there, but there's information possibly there to tell them where the Wayfinder is. So stupid. Alright, so they go to, I think the first place they go is another desert planet. It's always fucking desert planets. It's this party planet. I guess that's all they do on this planet is party. And so they get there instantaneously. And they're looking around at the party. They're looking for, I can't even remember what they're looking for, but whatever. At some point, someone shows up wearing similar outfit to Leia's bounty hunter outfit in Return of the Jedi. So as soon as that character showed up wearing some get up, I said, oh, that must be Lando. And yeah, it's Lando. And then Lando says, "Oh, yeah, Luke and I were looking for 30 years for this one dude that was a Jedi hunter. So he worked for the Sith. He was a Jedi hunter, and we were looking for him and his ship. And he had information. It's so convoluted bullshit. And so, but they looked for 30 years and they couldn't find anything. But immediately, because they only have 16 hours." Immediately, no, the group finds it. Oh, in the group what is it? It's Rey and Finn and Poe and Chewie and let's see, C-3PO. I think they have C-3PO with them and the little testicle droid, I think. Maybe not, I don't remember. I don't care right now. Yeah, I think they have the testicle. They don't have R2-D2, why bring him? He wouldn't be valuable at all. Let's see. So they immediately find the ship from the Jedi Hunter, and they fall through some quick gravel. It's not quick sand, it's like quick gravel, into some caves. And I'm just thinking, why doesn't Rey just use the Force and lift them out of there so they don't fall? She has the Force. Oh, and on their way, was it on their way there? Yeah, on their way to the little ship, you have these stupid, we'll call them sand speeders, because they're not snow speeders, they're not speeder bikes. We'll call them sand speeders. The stormtroopers. And they have this stupid catapult system that launches the stormtrooper in the back into the air, and then it has a rocket pack and flies at them. And then everyone's surprised that they can fly. And I'm just thinking, okay, isn't Finn a stormtrooper? And the entire time span for this whole trilogy, it can't be more than, say, 6 months. And that's being generous. I'm sure it's far less than that. But I'm going to say maybe 6 months total, this whole story happens. So, somehow, in the span of 6 months since Finn left the Empire, they got this new rocket pack technology and started strapping rocket packs to stormtroopers. This is something they had never done before until the last 6 months. Bullshit. Now, if Finn was a stormtrooper, he would have known that they have rocket pack stormtroopers, that they have rocket troopers. I'm trying to fit the Rocketeer in there, but I'm just thinking of better movies than this. But it's so dumb. Why would you be surprised? It doesn't make sense. And then again, Rey, why is she using her blaster and firing at them when we know she's so OP, she could just grab them with the Force and smash them down to the ground. She could just lift some sand up in the faces of the ones on the sand speeders, knock them over, whatever. Like, why does she use a blaster? Just Force kill them. We know she can't. So it doesn't make any sense. I don't know, maybe she's just stupid. Or maybe she just kind of forgot that she has the Force. We'll go with that. She just kind of forgot. Let's see. So yeah, they after they kill all the stormtroopers, they sink down in the quick gravel, and then they find the dead body of the Jedi Hunter that Luke and, Jake and Lando had been looking for 30 years. Couldn't find it. Oh, we just happened to find it, luckily, in 5 minutes. And they find him, and then there's this big snake, and it has a little wound, and they're gonna fight it, but Rey says, no, let me try something. And she heals it, and I'm just thinking, oh, great. Now we have Force healing, but we're gonna start bringing people back from the dead. This is the magic blood, right? Right? Like Star Trek 12, the Star Trek 2 ripoff. What's that called? Star Trek 12, Into Darkness. Stupid magic blood in that can bring people back to life. completely breaking everything. Now you don't have to worry about death anymore. Oh, a character's gonna die in the next movie? That's fine, we'll just use magic blood. Bring him back. So she's healing this thing, and I'm like, oh, fucking magic blood again in a Jar Jar movie. Why do Jar Jar movies have to have magic blood? It's not just Alex Fartsman, right? Because he was in he was one of the writers for Star Trek 12. And then there was Magic Blood again in, Amazing Spider-Man whatever, which is Alex Fartsman. One of Jar Jar Abrams' cronies. But nope, he had nothing to do with this, but still there's Magic Blood, so it's a Jar Jar thing, just as much as an Alex Fartsman thing. So we have Magic Blood that can bring people back from the dead. Or at least that's what I'm thinking. All she did was heal the snake, and then it says, oh, okay, I won't eat you. So yeah, they find a dagger that has Sith shit written on it. And okay, so here we go. We got our first step of the jump around the galaxy in search of shite. They found this stupid dagger. And it has Sith writing on it, which C-3PO can read, but, he refuses to translate it because it goes against his programming to translate Sith. What? What? No, that's fucking stupid. So instead of just C-3PO saying what's on there, now we have to go somewhere else. Now we have to go to find some other planet to find someone that can hack into C-3PO's brain and tell them what, so that, to make him actually translate. I don't think they go anywhere else first. I think that's the next place they go. Oh, but before they leave, they were spotted on the party planet. And so, immediately, from another end of the galaxy, Kylo Ren and his Star Destroyer, or whatever he's on, immediately they show up. Because, again, they don't know how hyperspace works. So they show up immediately. He goes there, and we have... Yeah, this was from that very first trailer, the only one I saw. There's a stupid scene in the desert where he's flying at her in his... modified tie and a scepter. I don't know if it has a name. I don't give a fuck. He's flying at her with that, and he's only flying like a foot off the ground. I don't know what he's trying to do. If he's trying to kill her, just stay up here and shoot at her. But he's trying to run her over? Who the fuck knows? And she jumps over it and slices one of the wings off. It's so dumb. But yeah, we have that scene. And then Chewie gets captured. And this transport's flying off, and Rey stops it. Right, this nice big transport, she just uses the Force and says, no, you're not going anywhere, and she holds it. Which again, that was one I thought, why was she using a blaster earlier? Why didn't she just lift them out of the quick gravel? Yeah, so she holds it, and then, Kylo's over there, he grabs it too, and they're fighting over it. And then as they're fighting and she's straining, lightning shoots out of her hand and blows up the transport, and now they think Chewie's dead. But he was on another transport. They fooled her. And as soon as lightning shoots out of her hand, I'm thinking, well, this is a Jar Jar Abrams movie, so that must mean that, well, she's related to Palpatine. Because only Palpatine knows how to use Force lightning. Well, I guess, what's his name? Count Dooku, right? He used some Force lightning, but, no, they're trying to ignore the prequels in this, so if we're just going with the trilogy, they've only seen Palpatine use Force lightning, so that means he's the only one that knows how to do that, so Rey uses it, she must be related to him, and later on, yep, she's related to him. So dumb. So fucking dumb. But yeah, so she blows it up with some Force lightning, because, she's just so OP, She knows all the tools. And then, let's see, so they leave. Kylo's just watching them go, I think. So they leave, and now they have to go to another planet, because like I said, they need a hacker to hack into C-3PO's brain. They can't just find another droid that is a protocol droid and have it translate, or just go into some computer database that has all the same information that's in C-3PO's programming. You know, like say a library, and look up Sith. I don't know, it's so stupid. If C-3PO knows the Sith language, then there are lots of computer databases that have the Sith language in there, right? Go look it up. But no, they have to go have C-3PO's brain hacked into because the plot. It's so dumb. So we go to another planet, again, instantaneously. So even though we've gone from the base to the party planet and had to do a bunch of shit there, and now we're going to another planet, it's probably only been half an hour since the ticking clock started. So they go to this other planet, run into some new characters, and then yeah, they find the little tiny hacker alien. It's only like this big, and it's fiddling around with C-3PO's brain. Oh, but before that, back on the party planet, we actually see these people that just look like they're in cosplay. They're wearing all black, and they're wearing face masks that look kind of Kylo-ish. So these must be the Knights of Ren, and they're utterly pointless. And yeah, I know they were just completely forgotten about in the previous movie, but Jar Jar talked about them in his first movie. So he brings them back. He actually has them in this movie, but they don't do anything. They're just assholes in cosplay. Why bother? That's all they are, assholes in cosplay. They don't seem like they never do anything that makes it seem like they're actually Jedi, or former Jedi, or Jedi trainees, or whatever, or Force sensitive at all. They're just assholes in cosplay. So yeah, I don't know. Knights around, who gives a fuck? So anyway, they go to the planet, find a little tiny alien hacker, and it's fiddling in C-3PO's brain, and find out that in order to get him to translate, they have to wipe out his memory. And so, no, he'll have to get basically rebooted to factory settings. And they're like, oh no, that's so sad. But it doesn't matter, because, oh, his memory's backed up in R2-D2, so later on we'll just give him his memories back, so what's the point? Why do you care? And it's so dumb that when they do that, when he reads the translation of what it said on that Sith dagger, his eyes glow red. Like, really? Just because you speak the Sith language, suddenly your eyes are glowing red and you're evil? So stupid. So fucking dumb. Okay, no, now I remember. Alright, so that tells them where to go next in their stupid fetch quest, the movie. And so they're gonna do that. But they also find the little testicle droid, puts together some parts of some other little droid he found on the Sith, the Jedi Hunter, his ship. Because they just left the Falcon back on the party planet. So I think, oh yeah, so Lando took the Falcon off from there. Yeah. Alright, so they get this new little droid, and it looks like it's supposed to be a rip-off of K9 from Doctor Who. And it's just a little wheel with a cone head. It looks like it's supposed to look kind of like a dog. So we'll call it K9. And so the next step on their trip to Transalore, they have to go find the ruined second Death Star. That's what C-3PO tells them. And this entire fetch quest sequence, from here on out, is a complete waste of time. Because that little droid K9, it has the coordinates of Transalore in it. And so later on, they just use that droid to get there. So you could have avoided the next hour or so of this movie. It's completely pointless. I mean, the whole movie's pointless. Fuck you, Jar Jar Abrams. But it's so stupid. And again, everything in a Jar Jar Abrams movie just comes at you so fast that if you're not paying attention too closely, you just kind of let it soak in. You're like, okay, whatever, it looks cool, I'm having fun. But if you pay any attention at all to what's going on, it is so dumb. So if you actually watched this movie and didn't hate it, please watch it again and pay close attention to what's going on. It's so stupid. Monumentally stupid. More dumb than the plot of a Michael Bay movie. Alright, so, before they go to find the remains of the second Death Star, which somehow there are huge chunks of it left. I mean, it's like, well, the thing wasn't even finished being built. So it's probably about 3/4 of the Death Star that was there. Anyway, before they go there, they're still on the hacker planet. Of course, Kylo catches up to them again. Can't remember how they figured out that's where they are. It's probably that somebody spotted them on the planet and informed Kylo, and so he immediately folds space to get there. And he goes down to the planet and they're looking for them. And then I think Rey senses Chewie on the Star Destroyer, and before they're saying, oh, we don't have time for whatever. Now all of a sudden they do have time. They have time to go rescue Chewie. Oh, also, somehow Kylo got the... Wait, who has the blade? I think Kylo got the Sith dagger somehow. Shit, I don't remember. I don't know, but I think he has the blade, which again, they don't need it. I mean, they use it when they get to the Death Star, but they don't need it. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, yeah, that part doesn't make any sense. We'll get to that. So, yeah, now all of a sudden they have time to go rescue Chewie. Right? This whole movie's a ticking clock, but nope, now they have time. So they conveniently come into possession of a medallion for a stormtrooper captain or some shit like that, and are able to get passage onto the Star Destroyer, land on there, and try to go rescue Chewie. And whatever the ship is, it might not be a Star Destroyer. It's I don't give a fuck about the ships in Jar Jar Wars. So yeah, they split up, they rescue Chewie, Rey's going to get the dagger. And so, this whole time, Kylo, who is the supreme leader now, right, he's down on the planet. The ship gets infiltrated, and no one tells him. The only way he finds out that Rey and everybody else are on the Star Destroyer is when he does that stupid Force video chat, right? Force Skype with Rey. And, oh, on the party, yeah, right, that's right. They found out they were on the party planet when he Force Skyped with Rey. They had put some necklace on her, like a lei. And he was able to rip it off of her through the Force Skype, which makes no sense. It's so dumb. You can just take things, physical objects, through Force Skyping. Whatever, it's so dumb. But when he Force Skypes with Rey again, whilst he's on the Star Destroyer, he's able to figure out, because of what's around her, he says, oh, you're on my ship. But, like I said, he is the supreme leader. He's down on the planet looking for these people. And his generals up on the ship don't inform him, hey dude, those people you're looking for, they're up here with us. No, they don't tell him. What the fuck? And yeah, at this point, well, at some point we find out that Hux is now betraying Kylo because he doesn't like him. His Fifi's got hurt by Kylo or something, so now he's a traitor? Whatever. But there's the other general that's still loyal. Why didn't he tell Kylo? It's so stupid. But, again, boom, 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 everything coming at you fast. Don't pay attention to the plot, don't pay attention. Anything we're going to show you in 5 minutes, just forget what's going on right now by the time we get to that, so that maybe it'll make sense to you. But if you still remember what's going on right now in 5 minutes, it won't make sense. That's a Jar Jar movie. That's every fucking Jar Jar movie. So let's see. Kylo goes back up to his ship. Everybody gets away. We have, yet another standoff between Rey and Kylo. And, now they have the dagger, and they have Chewie back, and they're going to go to the remains of the second Death Star. Alright, so then they go there. So this is now, again, they only had 16 hours to accomplish everything. And they've gone from the main base to, this will be the third planet, plus traipsing around on the Star Destroyer. This is now the third planet they've traveled to, at different ends of the galaxy, and done stuff on all these planets in less than 16 hours. So they go to where the second Death Star is, and wait, they're on the Falcon. When did they get the Falcon? See, I don't even remember, because they left the party planet on the bounty hunters, not the bounty hunter, the Jedi hunter's ship. Did Lando... Oh, I think Lando magically showed up and rescued them from the Star Destroyer. That's right. Wait, I don't remember Lando being there. You know what, the story made no sense. I'm completely forgetting what happened there. Doesn't matter. They're in the Falcon, and they go to the second Death Star, and for some reason the Falcon crashes. I don't even remember why. But they crash the Falcon, and now they need to get to the Death Star. And they meet some new characters, these people riding these space horses. And the Death Star's in the middle of an ocean and huge waves. It's too dangerous. We need to wait for nightfall or for sunrise or I don't know, whatever. It's too dangerous right now. But Rey goes out on a little boat anyway, even though it's dangerous. And I'm just thinking, well, she could see the Death Star from shore. Didn't Leia teach her how to fly? Because early on in the movie, we see that Leia's been training Rey, probably for like 2 days. Why didn't she teach her how to fly? Rey could have just flown there. Right? Leia can fly. She can fly in the vacuum of space with no oxygen coming to her, anything. She can fly. Rey can't fly? Why not? We saw Rey hovering over the ground earlier. She was just... she's like 10 feet off the ground, just like meditating with a bunch of rocks around her, all, holding them up. Because, of course, she has to be a lot stronger than Luke. We only saw Luke lift 1 rock, and that was really hard. Now, give Rey 100 rocks. So yeah, why didn't she just fly? I don't understand. Why did she take out a little boat? And then at some point Finn finds out, and he goes after her in another little boat with one of his new little friends. With the space horses. And so Rey gets there, and she finds the Wayfinder. It was in the Emperor's quarters right next to the throne room, which of course is still intact. So she finds the Wayfinder. But of course Kylo shows up because Spacefold. So Kylo shows up, he destroys it. And now it's, oh no, now we can't find it. And, let's see. Kylo had another... Alright, so Kylo had another, right? Because his modified tie interceptor thing, it got destroyed earlier. He shows up in another one, and they fight again. Rey runs him through with her lightsaber, only after Leia goes out like a bitch, just like the other two. Just like Han, just like Luke, Leia goes out like a bitch. I mean, granted, Carrie Fisher was dead, so they couldn't really film new stuff with her, but still, Leia went out like a bitch. She uses her last energy to reach out in the Force and distract Kylo when he's ready to kill Rey. She just distracts him, and then, oh, Rey runs him through. But then since, I guess Rey has fifis for him, so she then uses her Force healing, her magic blood. She uses Star Trek Into Darkness magic blood powers and heals his wound. That was a mortal wound. Should have been fatal, but nope, she heals him. And now he's not bad anymore. Because now he sees Force Ghost Han Solo. Han Solo's not a Jedi. He can't be a Force Ghost. Whatever, they'll try to say some bullshit about, oh no, it was just in his mind. No, I don't give a fuck. He's a Force Ghost. And he's not a Jedi. He can't do that. Fuck you, Jar Jar Abrams. So, yeah. Rey leaves him there and she steals his TIE fighter, and now she goes to the Hermit planet where Luke was. So now she's gone to another planet. And how many hours did it take her to get to the Death Star and get to the throne room? Because she had to, it's just a mess in there. She had to climb, just climb all over the place, and it's all dangerous. It would have taken time. So she goes to another planet. So she gets there, and she's burning Kylo's tie interceptor and throws the lightsaber into there. And Force Ghost Luke catches it and says, no, don't burn this. And there was another wayfinder inside Kylo's cockpit. Because he had found one right at the start of the movie, so he found the Emperor on Transvaal. So, there were two of them, magically, of course. And so Rey says, I can find the way. I have the Wayfinder. And so yeah, they didn't need to do all this shite because they just had to get it from Kylo. They could have gotten out on the party planet when she used her lightsaber and killed his tie interceptor. She could have gotten it then. I almost forgot. So that stupid Sith dagger. They went all Goonies style, and the outline of the blade matched some destruction or some of the remains of the Death Star, and they just happened to be standing at the exact spot, in this 360-degree arc that you could be around the Death Star. They just happened to be in just the right spot where it matched the terrain of the Death Star. Goonies style. Like Goonies with the medallion, and you look in the two holes in the medallion, you see these little mountains, not mountains, these little hills shooting out of the ocean. It was like that. But see, on that, you had to be standing at the right space, and there were instructions on where you had to stand. Now, with this stupid Sith dagger, there was nothing. And this is what I don't understand. The Sith dagger belonged to this Jedi hunter. Well, wouldn't that have been from back in after the prequels, when Jedi needed to be hunted, when they were trying to kill them all? Right? You don't need this Jedi hunter now. But they couldn't have made this blade like that until after Return of the Jedi, when the second Death Star crashed on there. So there are still Jedi hunters when Luke's the only one? I don't understand. It's so stupid. And why would you even have that? Because the whole point of it was, it's telling you where to go, but really you just had to go to the throne room. I don't understand. It's so dumb. Anyway, so now Rey knows where to go. She's on the Hermit Planet. So now she takes Luke's X-Wing, because Force Ghost Luke just raises it out of there. Which again makes me say, why didn't Yoda, after he died in Return of the Jedi, just Force Skype with Luke on Endor and, like, just crush the Death Star or something with the Force? Force Ghost Yoda should have been able to do that. I bet stupid baby Yoda could do that. Fuck baby Yoda. And so let's see, where are we? Alright, so Rey's on her way there in Luke's X-Wing with the Wayfinder. And this is where we're back at the base for the Resistance. And they, they don't have a Wayfinder, they don't know where Rey went. Oh, we're so sad, we're gonna lose. At this point, they probably still have 12 hours because, space folding. And they find out, oh, the coordinates to Transalore are in K9, the little droid that was on the Jedi Hunter's ship. Right, so like I said, everything from there was absolutely pointless. Because as soon as they got that droid on the party planet, they had the coordinates to Transalore. They didn't need to do anything after that. They didn't need to go to the Hacker Planet. They didn't need to go to the second Death Star. Rey didn't need to go to the Hermit Planet. They didn't need to do any of that. They could have gone straight from the party planet to Transalore. So stupid. It's all a waste of time. They just spend the whole movie going after McMuffins. I know the MacGuffins, but that's McMuffins. It's the Jar Jar version, the McMuffins. So we had, 4 or 5 different McMuffins in this movie. So, before they go from, when they get back to the base planet, right, they find out, okay, we already knew the Emperor's alive, and that, there's this Sith fleet, and they have, thousands of Star Destroyers, however many, and they all have Death Star super lasers on them, which again is so stupid. And somehow they know, granted Hux was acting as a spy, but they just barely found out, the First Order just barely found out about the Sith fleet too. They didn't know about it. And somehow the Resistance, in the span of this less than 16 hours, has all the information on the technical abilities of the Sith fleet. They know how many ships there are, they know all their capabilities. They know that somehow they just need to knock out a navigation tower on the planet, and that will somehow wipe out all the Star Destroyers. I guess it's supposed to be like Phantom Menace, like these are droid Star Destroyers or something. I don't think they ever explained it. Why they don't just have anyone piloting these Star Destroyers? No idea. So yeah, we just need to take out this tower on there. You know what, there might have been something about this convoluted bullshit about getting to the planet, you have to go through this, maze of red shite. Which made no sense. I mean, unless this is fully encompassing this entire planet. This entire solar system, probably. You know what? Space is three-dimensional. You could kind of come from another direction. It's really, really stupid. Because they don't explain any of it. It's just there's this red haze all over, and you have to find your way through the red haze to get there. Why? They don't explain it. It's stupid. So I think it might have been that they needed this navigation tower to, tell all the Star Destroyers where to go, how to get through there, but why don't they just put that information in all the Star Destroyers? It doesn't make any sense. It's so fucking stupid. I know I've said that a lot, but that's this whole movie. It is so fucking stupid. So, let's see. Everybody meets up on Transalore. Rey gets through there, And then, yeah, they send the few ships they have through there, and Lando's gone off to try to find help. Because they have, I mean, they don't even have as many fighters as there are Star Destroyers. And, I mean, as much as I loved taking on Star Destroyers in a single fighter in X-Wing, and TIE Fighter and X-Wing Alliance video games, no, that's not very realistic. You can't just take out hundreds of Star Destroyers with a few dozen fighters. So yeah, they show up, and their plan is to take out that navigation array. And meanwhile, Rey's going to go find the Emperor so she can kill him. And it's so dumb. So, the First Order, or no, now it's the Final Order. It's so stupid. But they figure out what the Resistance is doing. Like, oh no, they want to take out our little navigation tower, which will somehow disable the entire fleet. Prevent the fleet from getting out. Oh, I want to say, I'm sorry, but it's so stupid that each Star Destroyer can have a Death Star super laser on it. Again, well, I mean, I brought this up in, after I watched The Last Unicorn, that I thought the whole reason the Death Star was as big as it is, or at least the main reason, is that it takes so much fucking energy to power this thing. This big laser, super laser that can blow up a planet, that you need something this big. If you can make it a lot smaller, then yeah, great. But no, it takes too much fucking energy. You can't get that much from a Star Destroyer. I mean, do you know how huge the Death Star is compared to a tiny little Star Destroyer? No, you can't put planet-killing super lasers on each one of those. It's dumb. And so I guess the Emperor's plan is to just blow up every planet in the galaxy. Yeah, then what's he gonna rule? Who cares? Doesn't matter. Alright, so, the Final Order, they figure out that the Resistance is trying to blow up that stupid navigational array. So now, oh, the command ship, I guess, I don't know, maybe it's a little bigger than the other ones. Don't give a fuck. They transfer the stuff to there, which again, I say, well, why don't you just have all this information in all the Star Destroyers so they can all find a way out? So stupid. So they're like, oh no, they turned off that tower. It's now in this one Star Destroyer. We need to take out its little navigation tower. So they, for some reason, can't destroy it with fighters, and instead have to land some transports on there, and have everyone riding around on space horses on the surface of this Star Destroyer. What? What the fuck? What the fuck? And why they can't kill it with fighters and bombers, I don't remember. They might have said something, but it was just so fucking stupid that I don't remember. And so now there's a fight on the surface of a Star Destroyer. And the whole time this is going on, they're riding around on the space horses, fighting stormtroopers. The whole time this is going on, I'm thinking, why doesn't the Star Destroyer just do this? Or this? And everyone falls off. They're dead. Or you know what? Why don't you just rise up until you're out of the atmosphere? And all those people are dead. It's so dumb. It's so dumb, because at some point, they take this thing out, and it's starting to crash, and it tilts, and now, oh, everybody's falling off. Why didn't it just do that before? It's so fucking stupid. It's so dumb. So, let's see. You have all the bullshit with Rey, and Kylo shows up again, and now he's good. And this is when I know Rey already knew she was Palpatine's granddaughter. I think Kylo told her. But whatever. I mean, it was obvious. Well, it's obvious she was related as soon as she used Force lightning. So, now we're redoing basically Return of the Jedi, and Palpatine opens up a little observation opening so Rey can look up and see all her friends getting killed. Just like Return of the Jedi. And and Lando shows up at some point with huge fleet. And well, it's mostly like fighters and transports, nothing big. And this entire trilogy, you've seen what? One capital ship? There was one calamari cruiser, one that had Akbar and Leia on it. One capital ship, that's all they have. I mean, even in Return of the Jedi, when they're rebels, right, they're fighting the big government, they have a lot of capital ships when they go and take out the second Star Destroyer. No, they didn't, in Star Wars, they just had fighters and bombers they took it out with. But yeah, over the years, they're more organized, and Return of the Jedi, which is like 3 years later, yeah, they have a nice fleet. And in the 30 years since, where the fuck is the New Republic fleet? One capital ship is all they have? That's all we've ever seen. What happened to everything? It's so dumb. So even now, at the end, no capital ships, just fighters and transports. And it's not even the New Republic fleet or anything, it's just like people coming from planets all over. Oh, it's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb. So they show up, and they're able to start taking out Star Destroyers, and the Emperor says, oh, this is bad. So he Force Lightnings the entire Resistance fleet. Some of the ships get destroyed, some of them just lose power and they start falling. But the entire fucking fleet. And so, how the fuck did he lose in Return of the Jedi? Huh? The rebel fleet shows up, why didn't he just Force Lightning them all and kill them all? It's so dumb. Where did he get all this power? Why didn't he use it before? Oh, it's so frustrating how stupid it is. When he tells Rey that his plan is she's going to kill him, but then when she kills him, his essence, whatever his Force Ghost, is going to transfer into her, and so basically he's going to possess her when she kills him. So he wants her to kill him. And she's like, oh, I can't kill you because I don't want you to possess me. No, that's bad. Then I'll be bad, evil Emperor. She doesn't want that. But then, later on, she kills him. I thought he was supposed to possess her. Was he just bluffing? It's so dumb. Because it seemed like when Kylo showed up, and he starts sucking the essence out of them. And I guess the magic blood starts reinvigorating him. Yeah. He grows back his fingers that were missing, his skin gets all younger, and I think what this was supposed to be was at this point he says, oh, I don't need to take over your body, I can still use this one. I'm just gonna suck out all your magic blood. And, I don't know, maybe by becoming young, now he can't possess her? It made no sense. It is really stupid. Really fucking stupid. So, yeah, Rey kills him, but doesn't get possessed. Oh, but something kills her. Somehow she dies for no reason. She's just lying there dead. But then Kylo comes back up because he'd been thrown into a crevasse. He gets back up, and now he has magic blood too, I guess, because he brings her back to life, but that used all his Force energy, so now he just disappears. It's so dumb. And yeah, for some reason she's not possessed. Unless that's the plan for another trilogy, is that really she is? It just hasn't shown up yet. Ooh, she can be like, fuck. What's her name? Arya. She can be like Arya in Dune, when she like goes nuts after she kills Baron Harkonnen, and he kind of like his mind kind of takes her over. She goes crazy. It can be like that. She can be the new Arya. Let's misremembering her name. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's Dune. A far better movie than the Disney trilogy. So yeah, she doesn't get possessed. Everybody wins. Let's see. Was there any other stupid shit that happened on Tromsø? I don't think so. So yeah, they all win. Yay, we're happy. For some dumb reason, Rey goes to Tatooine, to Luke's old home, the Law's homestead. And there's some old crone that just happens to be nearby when Rey shows up. She buries the lightsabers of Luke and Leia. She says, "Oh, who are you?" And Rey says, "I'm Rey Skywalker." And I'm just like, fuck you. Fuck you. So, I don't know. Now, she's gonna be a hermit on Tatooine? Who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter. The whole trilogy is rubbish. It's absolute nonsense. It's stupid. It's fucking terrible. Disney. I don't know how you can bring back Star Wars and make it good. Right, The Mandalorian, it's okay. Right, I watched 5 episodes and then I got kind of bored because the show was just okay. And I was thinking of watching some more, but then after seeing this movie, episode 9, Luke's Erection, after seeing this movie, I just, no, fuck you, Disney. I'm not watching your show. I just can't do it. Fuck Baby Yoda. Can't do it. It's so bad. So yeah, this movie, I can't say it broke me because Star Wars was already broken. Oh yes, but Disney, there's no way Disney can bring back Star Wars. There's no possible way, because anything they do, they're going to tie it in with this shite. Like, I'm sure The Mandalorian, I think it's supposed to have another season. I'm sure at some point it's going to completely tie in with this nonsense. If they make more movies, it'll tie in with this crap. If they make more shows, it'll tie in with this crap. They can't avoid it. They should, but they can't and they won't. I think the only thing that could possibly make Star Wars good again is if Disney sold it. Disney sold Star Wars to somebody, and I don't even want it to be some other big production company. Just let Star Wars be its own company. Just let it be Lucasfilm again, right? When George Lucas had it. I think that's what they need to be, is just Lucasfilm. Yeah, not let it be owned by Fox, well I guess that's Disney, or Sony, or Warner Brothers, any of this other crap. No, just let it be its own thing. It'll make money if you make it good. That's the only way to save it. Disney can't. But yeah, let somebody else have it. Just retcon all this shite. Just say, no, this was an alternate universe. No, the end was Return of the Jedi. We can continue from there. Bring back some EU stories if you want, but no, just get rid of all this Disney shite. It's all fucking terrible. I don't want to rant anymore about how horrible. Episode 7, Good Morning Force. Episode 8, The Last Unicorn. And Episode 9, Luke's Erection are, I don't want to... I'm sick of them. They fucking suck. So, to everyone involved in making decisions on the way these movies went, fuck you. I can't say anymore. I need to go take a bath. I feel so dirty just talking about this shite. Alright, so that's it. The happiest part of the movie was when it was over. Oh, since it is Disney, Marvel, I don't know. I guess there could have been a post-credit scene. I mean, they didn't do that with the other Disney Jar Jar Wars movies, I don't think. But, you know, who knows. If there is, I didn't see it, because as soon as the credits came up, I got the fuck out of there. You know what, assholes clapping. Clapping for this movie. I'm like, fuck you. Did you watch the same movie I did? This was rubbish. But yeah, I got the fuck out of there as soon as the credits started. I wish I had just gone to see Jumanji.